Hello and welcome to the SheerLuxe show. I'm Georgie Coleridge-Cole, and joining me on the sofa today are Georgina Blaskey, Laura Black and Hough. Welcome, ladies. Coming up on the show, we'll be talking to the brand known best for reinventing tights and redefining shapewear. That's for our brand focus segment, where we talk to some of our favourite brands, see their best sellers and discover what's new. If you don't own decent shapewear, then stay tuned. Plus, a well-stocked freezer might be the secret to a healthier dinner, and definitely a quicker one. Chloe Scott-Moncrief will be here sharing the frozen food essentials we should all have. But first, we're going to start with some really happy news today. Bowel Babe, Deborah James, who was diagnosed with incurable bowel cancer 3 years ago. She's been on the show. Her colleagues her colleague Laura from Yumi and the Big C has also been on the show. And she's just been told that her body is cancer-free. You can't really have missed it. Even my husband sent me a screen grab today and said, wow, amazing. I'm looking at you, Laura. Amazing. I know you were really touched by her and her story.
The Yumi and the Big C podcast for me has just been absolutely amazing. I've followed her so closely for the last few years. And, you know, she's still got, I think, a long journey ahead of her, but she's had a really tough ride. And she's got young children, which also always gets me. So to have this news is just amazing. I feel so, honestly, as soon as she put it on her Instagram, I was screen grabbing it, sending it to all my family, being it makes me really teary.
I know, me too. And the show when she came in,
oh my God,
was really quite emotional for a lot of us. And I just kept thinking of her children. And anyway, it's happy news. We don't hear that. We don't hear that often enough. I mean, the survival rates for bowel cancer are 8% beyond 5 years. She's still got a way to go. And I think, you know, well, they always say, don't they, that once you've had cancer, you live with it for the rest of your life.
But I think it's a real example of kind of the advances that are being made within, you know, cancer treatment now. I guess 3 years ago, perhaps this wasn't even seen as possible. And each step, she's kind of breaking.
I know there's hope. I think she will have given so many people so much hope.
Yeah, really hope so.
It's awesome. So anyway, Deborah, huge congratulations. She's going to be running, I think, a marathon or something. She's a great runner to raise money for the Royal Milestone where she's had all her treatments. Wow. So yeah, brilliant news. We're going to talk about the common cold now. Luckily, you can get over that because otherwise we wouldn't have a workforce, would we? It's that time of year where quite a lot of people are off sick with a cold.
Everyone is ill this time of year. The past 2 months, I feel like everyone's had a sniffle or a cough or a sicky something, and it's everywhere.
And it's like in a hot office where everything is just breeding.
Well, Laura is sort of just beyond I mean, what are you? Just neurotic, maybe?
Mildly.
I can say that before I get hate mail. We've known each other a long time. Takes one to know one, shall we just say. But is it okay to call in sick with a common cold? We were reading something this week which said that some employers are wanting to write into contracts that you need to come in to prove that you're ill before you're sent home. Georgina, thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, there are colds and there are colds, and then there's man flu, and there's a whole kind of ream of things. I think a common cold is a cough, a sniff, no temperature, you know, that you can work through that, surely.
Yeah.
Obviously, when you start veering into high temperatures or hallucinating or anything a bit more, hot flushes, all that kind of stuff where you're going to faint, maybe you shouldn't come in. But a common cold is not really anything to be staying at home for.
Laura's got a smirk on her. She doesn't agree. She'd like people sort of zipped up in a box.
I just think that I'd just rather not sit next to you if you're going to be sneezing all over me all day. That's all I'll say.
Hitting Laura's keyboard with her chest. I sit next to her.
And
She'd like you in a mask is what basically what she said.
I wouldn't mind. I just think there are limits. I think if you are really gross and really sneezy, just don't come in. Just have one day at home. Work at home. I'm not saying sit at home and go to sleep. Like, work at home.
But not everybody can be trusted to work at home. I mean, lovely to think that everyone is that conscientious, but sadly, it's not always the case.
Yeah. I think there's a level, I'm with Laura. I think if you are sniffing and snuffling and tissuing and sneezing and
the bin is just getting really full.
And you can just feel the germs kind of circulating.
Yes.
Also, I just hate it when people complain about it so much, like sniffing. Oh, I've got such a bad cold.
Or endless coughing fits when someone's next to you coughing for hours. I mean, that's quite gross.
But then, hang on, isn't that the time where, as an employer, you're meant to turn around and go, "You need to go."
Yes, completely.
So then, because that's going with the idea that you're meant to present yourself and go, "I'm ill. Here I am."
That's just silly, especially if you spent 3 hours travelling, to get there and back. However, we have a policy now at SheerLuxe where you have to ring our head of operations and. I want to hear that you're really ill. You know, I don't just want a cold.
So some people can put that on.
But I do think there needs to be a little bit of contact. And even saying I've got cold sounds wet.
Yeah.
You know, I agree. There comes a point.
Also, a cold doesn't just appear overnight and suddenly you're that bad. I think you can have been in the office for a couple of days and it can have been seen to be brewing.
Yeah.
So. Oh, definitely. And if it's a Monday morning, you might want to just check what they were doing on Instagram over the weekend.
Might.
Yeah, or a Friday.
If it's happening on a Monday, so we now log, I'm sure you all know this, we now log what days of the week people have off sick. And there are patterns that emerge. And we've had it before with employees.
Interesting.
Patterns, a lot of people take off Thursdays and Fridays. Monday is obviously pretty obvious. We did have someone who went to a festival and took the Monday off and said she was ill. That just really irritated me. Anyway, just saying.
Have you ever had a sick day?
It's probably my pet peeve as an employer is sickies.
So you've never had one?
Sick. I've been ill.
Yeah, but you've never.
I haven't taken a sickie since I started SheerLuxe. No, absolutely not. I did once have such a bad hangover I had to leave. I was doing someone's appraisal. I shouldn't really say this on the show. I was doing someone's appraisal thinking, this is quite a long time ago, I think I might be sick. She was quite long-winded and I made it through, let's just say. Anyway, on the subject of hygiene, there was also an article that came out this week that said scientists say that there are certain women who are so repulsed, looking at you, by the idea of lice and fleas and ticks and other such ectoparasites, which Rich tells me are parasites on the outside of the body, not the inside, find beards less attractive than people who are less funny about hygiene. Laura, how do you feel about beards? Putting you on the spot today.
I don't really want my husband to have a beard. I'll put it out there. I don't. I like them on other people, but I don't want him.
And is that a hygiene thing for you?
Yeah, probably deep down it is. I sound extremely neurotic today, but I hate lice. I hate fleas. I hate bugs like that. And the idea that it could be living in his face just takes me.
So it also, can I tell you that the article also said, before we get hate mail for not liking beards, which by the way I do.
Yeah, I do on other people.
Short ones.
Short, yeah, there's a length.
I had a meeting with someone on Monday and he had a bit of fluff on his beard, and I really wanted to say, I would always tell someone they had something in their teeth, and I wanted to tell them he had something on his beard. Anyway, I didn't, but I really wanted to. But anyway, this same article said that a big beard can be even more unhygienic than a dog's coat. Do you think that dogs rub up against pee on walls and fox poo and stuff like that? That's quite gross, isn't it? Yeah. Lou, are you a fan of a beard?
There's a length that I like. I like a long stubble, I think. But anything that then starts to get a curl is not for me.
Yes.
A curl?
Like, it's just not like straight.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a good look. Yeah. Georgina, a fan of a beard?
Well, I had a really fun morning deciding if I was a fan of a beard or not by Googling top 25 male celebrity beards. And I worked out that I'm definitely in your camp with there's a length. Having said that, the idea of it just being close to my face, that's the bit I don't like. So from a distance, it's fine.
I also think how they're groomed.
Yeah,
like it can be longer, but if they look
yeah.
really groomed and like they take care of it and they're clean, then I think that's...
I remember when the beard trend kicked off, people saying that a beard was a 5 out of 10's quickest route to being an 8. And actually, there are quite a lot of quite average. Sorry, I'm not, not saying everyone with a beard is average, but there are quite a few guys who I know, just friends, who suddenly have a beard, and you're like, whoa, you look quite good. I do think it can look really hot on a guy.
Yeah.
My husband is not a man for a beard; he's too clean cut. But there's a length where, to me, it's a bit too bushy. There's
It needs a little
potential
trim.
for food to hang around.
Or worse.
Anyway, on the subject of hygiene, we're going down this road today, there's no going back. Apparently, half of all women who go to hotels clean them when they arrive. Are you guilty? Georgina, do you clean your hotel room when you arrive?
No, I don't clean it, but I would inspect it. And
Yeah.
if I felt that it was falling below my standards, which I don't think are ridiculous, I think they're pretty normal,
Yep.
I'd probably make a little call down to housekeeping and suggest, but I won't be packing my own Dettol wipes or
No,
anything.
apparently people do. Apparently they take their own cleaning wipes.
It's like stressing me out. I feel like I might now have Dettol wipes. So I just didn't think that was a thing.
I've
but
always
maybe
got wet wipes with me though, because
Yeah,
of
same,
the
yeah.
children. So I have wiped a sink or two with a wet wipe. I also wipe them when I leave. I am that person that
When you leave.
that gives.
yeah.
I don't like leaving a really dirty.
wipe it with the towel.
Yeah.
I'm
Wipe
exactly
the
the
sink with a towel, chuck them all in
In
the
the
bath. Towels, foot mats in the bath.
Yeah.
Stuff in the bins. Can't leave crap all over the tops. Can't be that person that they come in and go, what a slob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't imagine they would ever come in.
No,
after
probably
you.
not. Lou, what's your hygiene like?
We were talking earlier about
Your hygiene like when you go to
you said there's 3 things that you do when you go into a hotel room,
Yeah.
and one of them, of which of yours, is to get rid of the bedspread, which I always
Yeah.
do.
And scaff cushions. Always a scaff cushion.
Yeah.
It's got to go down.
And yeah, I would inspect, but I definitely don't go along with wipes. But now you say, I'm thinking, maybe
well,
I need to
I
reevaluate.
have 3 things that I do. One is check the bed linen. The second is check the sink and the bath for hairs.
Yeah.
I mean, you do get the odd one, however well you clean. I guess it's just in the atmosphere, but always check that. And put the bedspread and the cushions in the cupboard.
Yeah.
The worst thing is the next morning if you're on holiday, when first world problems I know, when housekeeping comes in and has got the
Remade
bedspread
your
and the
bed.
cushions out from the top of the cupboard, which was probably really dusty because it was the top, and then that's back on your bed. But anyway, I can't sit down until that bedspread is off. God knows what they've done. You know the sheets are clean.
Yeah.
They ain't washing that bedspread after every single guest.
No, disgusting.
You know. Anyway, on that note, that's all we've got time for. Next up, I will be talking to the brand revolutionising shapewear.
Hello, I'm Sophie Conran. Welcome to my flat in London.
Whether hoisting up sagging tights or cutting off suffocating shapewear, Heist's mission to liberate women from disappointing underwear started in 2015, and in a pretty short period of time they have achieved really enviable brand awareness, and I'm thrilled to welcome Fiona Fairhurst, VP of Innovation.
Thank you.
Welcome, Fiona. It's lovely to have you, and I have to say that I have been following Heist since the day it launched in 2015. Not quite sure how, but I have. And it struck me as one of those brands that's taken something quite mainstream and unexciting, like a razor blade or a sofa, and recreated a brand that talks to a millennial and a modern consumer in a clever way that, you know, resonates with them. Anyway, that's what you've done, and that's clearly, you know, that and the product is a part of your success, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's all about the product innovation. It's so amazing when Toby Derbyshire, who's the founder of the company, established the business in 2015. And that was sort of listening to family and friends around him, sort of complaining about an everyday item, which we take for granted, which is a pair of tights, and then just reinventing them, realising there was like zero innovation in the product. So,
and creating a cool brand, a cool, desirable brand. So it started by a man, and, you know, you're there in, you know, wearing the innovation hat. Why do you think he's been successful? Because, you know, he's obviously not a tights wearer.
yeah, I think it's because, again, the friends and family around him were complaining about the marketing. You know, you've mentioned it too, Georgie,
Yeah.
about how the marketing of tights, it's very out of date. It was very old-fashioned. it was time for a new brand that was more modern and actually listened to what women really wanted from underwear. So he had this great vision to set an innovation lab. I mean, every other industry has innovation or tech. Underwear just seemed to be underinvested in, you know, women
It's
just
so
seem to
true.
be
It's kind of,
ignored.
this is what it does, so we're not going to try and do something clever with it. We're just going to make it look pretty. And
Exactly.
its performance perhaps hasn't always been a priority. So it's interesting that. How have they got the cut through though, and the awareness that they have in such a short period of time? Because I think for people watching, they go, "How does everyone know Heist already?" And actually, some of our fashion team were doing a shoot yesterday with a woman in the Navy. They were doing a sort of wardrobe overhaul, and they arrived and said she had all this Heist stuff. You know, it's amazing that, isn't it?
Again, I think it's the amazing creative marketing team. They're just so good at communicating in a language that's relevant to women today. We all know about the frustrations of our underwear, the straps, and just how it digs, and it's just so frustrating. So it's a conversation point. When people know that I work for Heist, they don't stop talking to me about their underwear constantly, is fascinating. But for my daughter, it gets a little embarrassing.
Haven't heard this one before. Yeah, yes, I'm sure. Well, let's talk about the tights, because that's where it all started. What makes them special? They're not the cheapest tights in the world, but they are the tights that people want to keep talking about, aren't they? There are lots of different shades, from lots of different skin shades through to black. Why is this such a clever... I mean, I can see why, but for those, you know, that want to know more, why is this such a clever tight?
Okay, tights were so underdeveloped, and I think one of the things that women found really frustrating is that they always slide down during the day and you're doing the most embarrassing sort of winking up of tights.
I've got a 9-year-old daughter, and she sort of does this sort of squat when she wants to pull up her tights. Sometimes they need to do for children, I think.
Yeah, I think even Michael McIntyre's done a whole sketch about women walking around in tights, which is fairly amusing.
It's not very attractive, is it?
No, and you know, yeah. So we've removed the gusset seam. Everybody hates a
Is that the bit here?
That is in the most inconvenient of places for all women. And then we created a waistband that is knitted on a completely different machine and has the most wonderful... We have 2 different heights. So you have a medium height and a high waist version. So that works under different garments. If you're wearing a fitted skirt, or if you're wearing an all-in-one and you like the extra support up high.
I do. I like the high waist. That's always really, it's always really appealed to me. In fact, when I first wore Heist tights, I was like, oh, I can pull them right up, and they almost give you a bit of tummy control, don't they? Just by their nature of being sort of double layered.
And they just stay perfectly in place. I mean, I had a friend the other day who wore them, and she came up to me like an epiphany. Oh my God, they don't move all day. And it was so lovely to hear.
I know, you've got to give them a try if you haven't yet. So these are the fishnets.
Yeah,
these are big sellers.
Amazing. These were just launched in November. For me, this is a real mission. We've developed a sustainable program within Heist, and this is part of Planet Heist. So they are made out of 85% recycled polyamide, and they also have a sustainable part of the elastane as well. And then we're about to start in this year, June of this year, a fully closed loop recycling program. So
amazing. So
there's a lot
really
happening.
Sustainable. Yeah, great. Very, very important these days, as we know only too well. And then you've got the plain black, which are great. And I love as well that they don't have these... I mean, who came up with the dreadful seams on the bottom of the tights? What's that all about? Not good. Anyway.
I think it's interesting that we've got a very strong group of women within the Lab 12 team who are driving the product forward and just taking some of the obvious irritations out of everyday objects, which is great.
Anyway, they're brilliant. Now, let's talk about shapewear. Shapewear has been huge for you. You've had some really successful, amazing campaigns. The first piece that you launched in shapewear was this one. Now, this is called the full outer body?
The outer body experience.
The outer body experience. Okay, I have this. It is amazing. If you're going to invest in something, it has to be this. Why is it so special? What have you done with this?
Oh my gosh, it's so phenomenal because we looked at the industry. Shapewear hasn't changed since sort of the linear compression, tubular sausage kind of shapewear appeared, which we all know that exists in the marketplace.
Yeah.
And we just created a hit list.
Oh, I've lost one, never mind.
We created a hit list of all the things that didn't work, like getting the garment on and off. Does it actually work? Can I move? Can I breathe in it?
Yeah.
And we looked at the natural body shaping system. Everything we like to do within the brand, within our DNA, is looking at the anatomy and physiology, understanding woman's body better. So for us, we found what shapes a woman's body is the fascia. So what you find with our hero panels, which is our shaping membrane, it mimics where your fascia is in your body. And that's what helps hold you in place comfortably without it feeling like a chore, or that you can't breathe.
Like you're in a straitjacket.
Yes.
And I have worn this, and it is really brilliant. And what's so clever is that I've worn this, I own this, but is that it's thinner on the bits under your clothes where you don't want it to be too bulky, and then when you get up to the boob where you don't want to add additional thickness, it goes thin again, and you don't see the sort of the change in
and you
thickness.
don't get a horrible monoboob effect, like you've just been squashed into a skin. And it's so good. You can wear it as outerwear as well. That's what a lot of people are finding.
I have to say that I've worn mine with little shorts in the summer. I've worn it with a denim shirt over the top. I wore it to a concert I went to that I knew was going to be hot, so I wore it with the shirt over the top, and then I took it off, tied the shirt around my waist, and it's a really nice top. It's really nice in the evening with high-waisted trousers.
I was about to say, heat is a really big thing that's important for women of all ages in every life stage. So the old-fashioned sort of style of shapewear made you very overheated, very hot, and we've got 20,000 perforations in there. I've adopted innovation from sportswear that I put into shapewear. So it makes it breathable, so you maintain a nice, cool temperature while wearing shapewear.
And it's a lovely depth. Anyway, try it. Anyway, I've lost one of these. I've lost the black pair. Now, these are like sort of 50s bikini bottoms to me. But tell us about these. These are the highlight short. They're £65.
These are the high-waist pant.
Oh, I do apologise.
It's okay.
Right, high-waist pant, okay. And these have removable straps.
Yeah, and we wanted to create a different range of garments that would work with a variety of outfits. So if you didn't want bust support, if you wanted to wear your own bra, but you wanted to have adjustable straps. So this gives you a lot of flexibility. You can arrange the straps so they work in with asymmetric dresses or a cross back or even a halter neck. And they still have the hero panels in, so you still get that shaping where you need it.
Again, it's thin under there and it's thick on there.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It really is. And you can take those off and just...
just have it as a pant on its own.
Yeah. Okay. Now, I know these are your favourites.
These are my favourite. These are what I'm wearing now.
These are the shorts. Got it. Okay. Cycling shorts, gym wear. I mean, this has myriad uses, surely.
Yeah. I think what we've achieved with these is the amazing sculpting and shaping on the derriere of the garment. It just looks, again...
You see, the peachy.
the peachy effect. But what's really amazing is that's the section which does the shaping and sculpting. The sculpting and the hero panel is just where you need it to give the lift and the shaping that you require. And they're just so popular. People are wearing them under dresses, under jeans.
I know, that's very Kim K with a blazer, isn't it? I can just see her in those. They are... fabulous. So under dresses, you'd put this under jeans, would you?
Yes, a lot of the people who are involved actively in the wear trials find them amazing under jeans. Because they're so good on the thigh, they don't get that mark mid-thigh. So it really surprised me that people wear them under jeans, but that's the feedback that we get.
Yeah, amazing. They really are great. The other point I just want to make about Heist that I love is that you use your customers to decide what products to develop, and that's so smart. I mean, God, surely... That's
women know best.
But yeah, your customers know what they want, that's being really effective for you, isn't it?
Yes, we've just officially launched what we call our Collab 12 project, and that's just working hand in hand with our consumers to help us develop our product. And there's some real advantages to that because they get their hands on the product first. So not only do they get to sort of steer where the designs are going, but they get to wear them and get product to try and keep, which is really fascinating. So we're doing that with the pant project. So Heist has got more ownership of your underwear drawer coming. And then obviously we're working towards the bra and the bralette. So Heist is literally having a heist on people's underwear drawers.
It's amazing. It's just, well, it's 5 years, but it's only really the beginning, and it's a really, really great product, and enviable success in such a short space of time. Thank you so much for coming on. Everything that we have featured will be linked in the show notes below, so you can shop Heist products for yourselves. Next up, I will be back looking at the frozen food staples you need to add to your freezer. Happy New Year!
Here we go.
Here we go again.
New year, new season.
It's like Groundhog Day, isn't it?
Shoot buy of the day.
And what is buy of the day this week?
Topshop. It's quite a hard time of year for buy of the day because nearly everything is in sale. But Topshop had some really good new ones. This is sick. Look at this. Oh, I love it. Oh yeah, this. How cute is that? That looks so expensive. This pink little tie-up number. Another V ruffled number. Cute. I got this because we know Topshop are the very best at these satin skirts. And then there's just this really oversized white shirt, which I know is huge, but can't go wrong as a good layering piece.
Where are we going now?
We are going to IKEA. In the name of good content, we are coming to IKEA to make sure that we put all the best stuff in our future. My children are obsessed with blankets on the sofas and they fight over them. That's a nice sofa. Oh, it's really comfy. Oh, yeah, isn't it nice? This is also excellent over here. Oh, I'd like that for Coco's new room. Dimes. Should we get some for the office?
I get that too.
Chuck one in for me, is that right?
Oh, they're good for sugar. I might get 3 of those. 3 enough?
Yeah, £12. I think that's really cool. £15.
I like the shape of that. Gold plate's quite cool. It's really nice. Fill the bowl with fruit. We're thrilled, haven't we done well?
Managed to sift out the gold, right?
Yeah, we really have.
My name's Johnny Boone. My father's Master Boone, one of the first creators who brought Muay Thai here in England 45 years ago. Now I'm just taking over legacy now, basically.
Why? Good. All right. Ready? Steady. Go. 20, 19, 18. Tight. Hands in the ears. Okay. Elbows and knees. 8, 7, 6, 5. Sit.
How you feeling, right? Going well?
Okay.
Really fun.
3, 4. Do the same thing else. 1.
Oh, wow. Pulse hands hat.
So much fun. Whether you're whipping up a quick breakfast smoothie or you suddenly find yourselves feeding a bigger crowd than expected, food columnist Chloe Scott Moncrief is here to share her convenient and affordable frozen food essentials for everyday emergencies. Welcome, Chloe.
Hi.
How lovely to have you. I'm not about to shake your hand. How lovely to have you. We've been working with you for quite a while on the site. You've written what? You've been writing for quite a long time now, haven't you?
Yeah, for about half a year. Lots of different recipes.
Anyway, lots of
wonderful,
wonderful features. So it's great to have you here on the show. Now we're going to talk about frozen food. Frozen food gets a bit of a bad rap, doesn't it, sometimes, as sort of too convenient and not so healthy. What would your response to that be?
I think it does. I think fresh isn't always best and it's not always so convenient. I guess fresh, quite often it's sailed in from a long way and it's been picked unripe and then it's been stored for a long time, which is sometimes why texturally you can buy fresh veg and it doesn't taste of much.
Is that why it doesn't ripen sometimes, however long it sits in the fridge?
Yeah, because it's just been picked unripe, I guess, to survive those very long journeys, whereas quite often with frozen veg, they're just flash frozen and picked ripe. So you're actually at an advantage sometimes buying frozen vegetables, especially out of season.
And actually, as you will know, but not everyone does, that so much of the fish and the meat you eat from some of the best restaurants is flash frozen from the minute it's caught until it gets to the restaurant, isn't it?
Because it's an amazing, an amazing preservation technique, really.
Okay, so we've got lots here. We've been round all our favourite supermarkets and picked out some of the best things to have in your freezer. So we're going to run through a bit of a haul. We're going to start off with perhaps the sort of more obvious things to have in your freezer. I've got here a tropical smoothie mix from Sainsbury's. Well, it is what it says in the tin, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's great because so often you buy a mango, you might halve it because you only need a half for a smoothie. The other half oxidizes, gets warm, goes off and it's straight in the bin. So it minimises food waste this way. And it means that you can just put it straight into your NutriBullet with some kefir or linseeds and just make a really healthy, quick smoothie mix. And it's more convenient and less waste.
And you don't have to defrost it either, which is great.
No.
Because so many things you do need to defrost, but smoothies are quite nice with frozen fruit.
Yeah, delicious. You get a nicer creamy texture.
And your mango might not be right, whereas it doesn't matter with this. It's ready to go. Okay, so that is, and there are lots of those in lots of supermarkets. Everyone has them now, don't they? And you can buy sort of full green ones that have spinach and kale and everything, so you just take it straight out and it's all in there.
Yeah.
Black forest fruit. I mean, this is melting rapidly, but this is black forest fruit. This is from Waitrose. This is £2.15.
You see, I think this is a winner because normally, traditionally, you would get is it cherries, blackberries, blueberries, all full of antioxidants, but they're all summer fruits, so we're starved of them all year round, except for probably from June to September. And here we are with our flash frozen dark berries, which you can then use on everything and anything from pavlovas to making sauces for meat to putting in your porridge.
You talked about that the other day, blackberries and gravy with beef and things.
Yeah, with venison for sure.
Venison.
And it's venison season now, so you could make a lovely jus with that, yeah.
Yes, I mean, I
Gravy.
couldn't, but you know, you could if you're a cook.
Yeah.
Also, £2. I mean, berries are blooming expensive, aren't they? It's a much more reasonable way to eat berries,
For
to buy them
sure,
frozen,
yeah.
I think. Okay, we're now going to talk about sort of convenience. Now, I am a big fan, as are lots of the team I know, for ready chopped herbs and horrible things like onion and garlic that frankly no one wants to chop.
I think for people who don't like the smell of alliums, these are great. And also, if you're just time poor, obviously, you know, you've got them there chopped and ready to go, and you can make casserole pots and ragu and everything with them.
And you're not getting onions on your chopping board, which I
can smell them from here.
Yeah, I know. I can too. Anyway, I'm a big fan of that, and it's melting rapidly. A big fan of that. And garlic, and you can get parsley and coriander and all sorts of herbs, can't you?
Yeah, and you can get chopped ginger. And actually, if you can get a chopped ginger and chopped garlic paste together, you can make really quick curries, Thai dishes, all sorts of Asian-influenced foods, and have a lot of fun, because sometimes it's a bit of a faff having to get the ginger and also it's already
to have
available.
coriander and ginger and garlic and onions.
Yeah.
You've kind of got the base of so much cooking, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's that. Then we've got diced Mediterranean vegetables. This is Waitrose. So what are you doing with this?
I think these are a winner, actually. So you could have these either with roast chicken or roast salmon as a side, but also you could, I mean, pretty much you could have loads of fun with that. You could turn that into something for a soup or a casserole, or even make a pesto with it. So with some pine nuts and olive oil and parmesan, and maybe with some mackerel as well. Cook a mackerel, serve it alongside.
Oh, I like it here for soups and pasta, or add herbs and feta.
Yeah, I think
nice to taste the sunshine. Now, these were a pick of mine. I love a roasted carrot. And I love a whole roasted baby carrot. So I thought these were brilliant. I don't know if you can see there, but they're actually whole baby carrots. Anyway, I just thought so nice with a bit of honey.
Yeah, tender.
Yeah, delicious. Anyway, £1.30. Okay, we've then got, now this is a winner.
Oh, yeah, we're quite excited about this.
We're quite excited about this. This is a brand called Packed, which do lots of smoothie mixes. This came from Sainsbury's. It's £3. It's ripe and chopped avocado.
Which is perfect, isn't it? For guacamole, for whacking on your tacos, or for making a smoothie.
Smoothies, or in your salad, when you just want a bit of chicken and salad in the evening and you have to wait for it to ripen.
And again, you won't be binning, well, quite often avocados go from unripe, because they've been shipped from so long, and they go from unripe, and then they're suddenly gone black, whereas this way, you pretty much know.
Or in my house, I forgot to use that avocado, it's still sitting there, and I'm going out for supper tomorrow.
Yes.
That tends to be what happens, then it goes in the bin. I think that is brilliant, I need to get some of that. Now, a brand that you picked out, Chloe, that I don't know about everyone else, but I am seeing this a lot in all supermarkets at the moment, is Strong Roots. Tell us a bit about this, because they've got loads of vegetable options, haven't they?
I think these are great for healthy carbs, basically. And, I mean, they're virtually like chips, but healthy chips. And, again, you can have lots of fun. You could make a wasabi mayo. Just get some wasabi paste, a bit of mayo, dip them in, something like that. Or you could actually serve them up alongside some seafood or some nice fresh fish. I mean, they go a long way, I'd say. Sprinkle over paprika. Put on some green chilies, spring onions.
But I just have to liken this to sort of Heist, who took tights and made them cool.
Yeah.
These guys have taken vegetables and created a cool brand. Why didn't I think of this? I think it's really quite smart, don't you? I don't know who Sammy is, but Sammy thought it was important that everyone should have Strong Roots. I'm guessing that Sammy's the founder of Strong Roots. Anyway, I think Sammy's been rather smart.
Well done, Sammy.
And you can buy corn cakes and all sorts of delicious things from this brand. Anyway, so check those out. They're literally in every supermarket, I think.
I think they are. Yeah, they're prolific.
We've got some edamame here.
Oh, yeah.
Yum. $1.89, $1.99.
These are probably my favourite of the whole lot in a way, because you can just have salad fun with this. You can get really creative. You can mix this up with some apricots or some yuzu you might use, which is a citrus fruit, but it's blood orange season, so those with blood orange, rocket, maybe some sesame seeds, maybe make a miso and soy sauce dressing, sprinkle over, done.
Delicious.
So yeah,
and I just think,
filling.
I think if you have a friend over for supper and all you give them is a sort of salmon salad, you just look a bit smart if you throw in a few edamame. I don't know why. It's like the sort of 90s version of coriander.
It's
isn't
a show-off ingredient,
and I know what I'm doing. Smoke and mirrors. Okay, now I don't know what you're going to say about these. I picked these.
Yes.
Laura said to me, "You're really going to get those out in front of everybody?" Anyway, she said she loved them. We agreed that if someone pops in for a drink, uninvited, these are quite a useful thing to have in your freezer.
I think they are. My initial reaction was like, what are they doing here? But actually, a chili dip and emergency nibbles when people just pop round, for drinks, or even like a quick dinner party starter, a low-key thing, they'll do the job.
Give me a glass of champagne, one of those, and I am happy in front of Strictly or something. That's what I do on a Saturday night.
Indulgent.
It's wild.
Indulgent food.
Yeah, but they're just really, I think they're really easy and they taste good, and I always have those in my freezer. Anyway, so that wasn't Chloe, that was me. Okay, so those are our party prawns. Okay, Linda McCartney. Let's talk about Linda McCartney, Chloe. What's your take on her brand? This is her vegetarian.
She is making quite a comeback at the moment, because obviously when this launched about several decades ago, Linda was very popular. Then these sort of processed foods fell out of fashion, but now
I'm getting a wave. You're straying off set.
Sorry. Now they're back in fashion, and I think this is great again for tacos or with coriander.
But what does it taste like? In the range is a vegetarian beef meatloaf and something else. I mean, this is not.
I think it's hard as a meat eater for me to judge because I probably won't be particularly flattering about it. But I think for people who are vegetarian and vegan, this is a great alternative.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway, the range is huge. I actually really want to try this. I'm fascinated. I will report back.
And again, with coriander and avocado and
so
things
you've got to
like
get
that.
lots of other flavour in there.
Pack in the herbs.
Yes, I think that's good advice. Anyway, it's a huge range. Loads of vegetarian sausages as well. Okay, that is Linda. Come this way, come this way. Okay, we've got here. Can you explain why you picked chunky cod fish fingers?
Do you know what? I just think fish fingers are iconic.
Yeah, my children love these.
Yeah, children love them, and a bit like jammy dodgers, they're just an old favourite, really. And also, you can slightly elevate them. You know, if you just made your own pea salsa or mushy peas, just whack your frozen peas in the blender with some butter, lemon, herbs, mint, lots of mint. You can suddenly make that into...
fish fingers sound like a really desirable thing.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
They're versatile, but also they're just so iconic, and I love the nostalgia around a fish finger. I mean, we all love fish fingers.
Can I tell you, I do. Yeah. When I was on holiday this summer, I made my husband, it was the last night, and we'd eaten everything in the fridge, and so I made him a fish finger and tartar sauce sandwich in a bat. Anyway, he was the happiest man that night.
You're right. I mean, so, with some sour cream and capers and tarragon alongside, surely.
Love a caper. Are you a big fan of a caper?
Yeah, love capers.
Yeah, me too. Let's talk about this Hereford beef mince. Now, I was intrigued as to why this mince was getting the thumbs up. It looks like animal feed.
Well, I think, it really does. It doesn't look great, does it? But beef mince...
There's a farm I take my children to, that's what you feed the animal. Anyway.
Beef mince, if you're a meat eater, and especially if you have a family, can be a saviour. And then Hereford, because actually Hereford's quite a good benchmark of a decent quality cow and breed. So you know if you get Hereford, it's...
And would you get Hereford consistently at other supermarkets? Is that something that you might see?
I think you probably would. You have to look on the back sometimes.
Okay.
And then beef mince, because again, it's a staple. It's so versatile. Yes, you can make your ragus. Yes, you can make, it looks like they've got a chili con carne there. But you can also do really quite creative things like mixing it up and with some Thai ingredients like lemongrass and some shallots and garlic and some fish sauce, put it in some lettuce cups, and you've suddenly got really quite, with some red chilli.
Now you're talking. Yeah. That is so good. Lemongrass and fish sauce. So good. Nice for pork mince, that as well.
Yeah, exactly. So really good. I think it's a goodie to have in the freezer.
Donald Russell. Do you know Donald Russell?
Yes.
The frozen meat.
Yeah.
It's from Scotland. It's got the royal warrant.
Yeah.
Everything comes, all the steaks come individually vac packed, so you can just pull out. Anyway, that is our, and they do great frozen.
I always get quite thrilled when a Donald Russell package arrives at my door.
My God, my husband is mad about it. Okay, so that's the mince. We then got a few sweet things to finish with, not to be overlooked. I'm going to pull these over here because I'm worried that you're floating off the set again, Chloe. So, what have we got? So, first of all, I mean, seems a bit rogue this, but these are macaroons, or macarons, that we found in Sainsbury's. And I just think quite nice to have in the freezer, don't you?
I think they're brilliant. I mean, they're brightly coloured, take 1 hour to defrost, and I guess they look quite fancy.
And they're £3, and can I just tell you that we had these in the office, and
have you tried eating them?
Yeah, do you want to try one?
Yeah.
Go on. They're delicious. I've had one already
This is
morning.
going to be interesting.
Bought 2 packs.
Oh, wow. They're better than I thought they'd be.
Oh, they're delicious. £3. I thought they were great.
Wow.
Quite nice for pudding. If you're not doing a pudding, you're doing a starter and a main course, just have something sweet at the end.
Move over ladder, you can,
I know.
yeah.
I know, £3, brilliant. Okay, we've also got, now, this was another pick of mine. My mum loves a frozen roulade from Cook, and I just think if you're suddenly entertaining, this is a really useful thing to have in the freezer. They are quite sweet, aren't they?
Yeah, we tried it earlier and it was quite sweet, but I think it's a bit like a modern day Viennetta, isn't it?
It's really good though. I've got quite a sweet tooth. This is the toffee cream and dolce de leche.
Very pretty.
There is a berry one, there is a lemon one, and they're really good. Stick that on a plate with some raspberries, and I mean,
you're away.
It's your uncle.
For sure.
Didn't Mary Berry and Kate Middleton make a roulade before Christmas? Doesn't that make them in vogue?
I'm sure.
Okay, and then a couple of things that you picked out, Chloe. Puff pastry, ready rolled. Talk me through this.
Funnily enough, we should have had that really in the savoury section, because I was thinking of this for loads of killer combos when you're really busy, you've got not much time, you roll it out, and am I allowed to mention savouries now? So you might put beetroot and feta and dill on it, or you might put
So you're doing it as like the base of a tart?
Yeah, I was thinking of that for quite a lot of savoury dishes. You can make quite a lot of really quick.
With puff pastry, do you need to weight it down or anything? I experimented with pastry once on my own. It didn't work out well, let's just say. Do you just literally put this down and stick everything on top?
Traditionally, I think you're supposed to blind bake, so you would put loads of beans in the base and put it in the oven. But puff pastry shrinks. So I've found, having used it quite a lot, I'm much happier with actually just cranking up the oven to 180, 200. We've got a fan oven, and just filling it up and putting it straight in with some egg wash over the top.
Okay, so this bit of egg wash, and then do you put everything else, or do you do the egg at the end around the sides?
I put all the egg on beforehand, so you've got a nice golden caramelised pastry that comes out of the oven. Yeah.
Okay, that's a really good thing. Laura was agreeing with you. She said she always has this.
Oh, it's great.
Okay, last but not least, if you get any overnight visitors, mini French butter pastries.
Yeah, I think rather than the supermarket, just getting them from the fresh aisle, I have no idea what's in those fresh aisle supermarket ingredients, but they can quite often be quite greasy, or sometimes after a few hours a bit stale. These, you know they're fresh because you're putting them in the oven in front of your friends. And also, they're touting, rather lovely, a really good French butter with an AOC appellation contrôlée, which means that it's a really good, it's Charent's butter, I think. But I'm not sure whether you'd get that in the normal fresh aisle. So I just think it's a winner.
Yes, and actually on a Saturday morning, if you don't want to go out and get them fresh.
Yeah, we always have them.
Do you?
They're a treat.
I'm going to start that. You have totally inspired me, Chloe. Thank you so much. Will you come back? It's
yes,
lovely
of course.
to have you.
Yeah.
And
lovely to be here.
It really makes you think. Anyway, got to get my hand on some of that avocado, I think. That is it for today. Thank you so much to Chloe, and of course to Fiona. All the pieces we've mentioned will be linked below. We'll be back next week with a beauty special, looking at high street dupes and lots of beauty gadgets. Until then, don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends. Bye-bye.